If any of you folks are wearing hats or glasses, best remove them, because this here's the wildest game in the wilderness. The objective of this game is to mine gold and then sell it in town to earn points and get upgrades. The player with the most points wins. In this game there are 4 colors of marbles. The yellow ones are gold, blue is water, black is ore, and red means either good or bad fate awaits you in the mines. To set up the board, the mine tray goes in the center and the board is pieced together around it. The mountain peak goes at the top of the mine. All of the marbles except for the red ones are mixed up and placed behind the mountain. Then you will put one red one in and put the cover on top. Then you will run 1 marble for each player in the game. To do this, turn the mountain peak so the opening is facing the back and a marble drops in. Then continue turning so the opening is facing the front and the marble will fall into one of the 7 mine shafts. Next, each player chooses a color. They will take their player mat and the 8 starting supply cards in that color. The starting supplies go to the left of your board and you will start by drawing 4 cards into your hand. Place your minecart in town on your color and the train on the start space. You can also grab a reference card to help you throughout the game. You will put the fate cards and the town share cards near the board and then you will draw bonus town shares that won't be used until the end of the game. Draw 1 fewer than the number of players and place them next to the score track face down without looking at them. After setting aside unused starting supplies, place 3 supplies on the supplies mat to start and put the rest face down to the left of the mat. For each type of upgrade tile, you will need 1 fewer tile than the number of players. And last, place the town tokens near the board. With the setup out of the way, it's on to my favorite part of the rules. Who goes first? The rules say the first player to shout "Yeehaw!" goes first. Okay, that might have been bad, just roll with it. You can strategically go first by setting up the board. Then when it's almost complete, you can say "Yeehaw!" before anyone else. Was it better the second time? Please tell me it was. On your turn, you will first run 3 marbles. If a fate marble ever comes out of the mountain, finish running the 3 marbles and then flip the top fate card from the deck and do what it says. After completing the card, drop the fate marble back into the mountain. Next, you can play any number of cards from your hand, one at a time, taking the actions shown on them. Each image on a card lets you take that action 1 time. If there are multiple actions on a card, you can take them in any order, but all actions are optional, so you can choose to take some and not others. After using its ability, place the card in your discard pile. After playing the cards you want, you can choose to discard any cards left in your hand, or you can keep them. Then draw from your deck until you have 4 cards in your hand. If you need to draw when your deck is empty, shuffle your discard pile and continue drawing. When you shuffle your deck, any new supplies you've gained will be added to your deck, improving your mining operations as the game continues. Here are the 6 possible actions. First up is the most common, move action. Move your minecart clockwise along the track up to the number of spaces shown on the cart. So if it's a move 2 action, you can choose to move 1 space if you would like. On the track, there are 7 mine shafts and 1 town space. Each player has their own town space, so any number of minecarts can be in town at the same time. When you move and count spaces, ignore the other player's town spaces. Minecarts can move past each other, but if you enter move at a mine shaft where there's already a cart, they are bumped forward to the next space. And if there's already a cart on that space, that player is bumped forward as well, and so on. Now it's important to note that because you're the only one that can go on your town space, you can never bump other minecarts out of town. Pick for gold. Take 1 gold or raw ore from the mine shaft you're at and place it in your cart. This action cannot be taken if there's water in that location. When there is water in the mine shaft, you can take the next action, pan for gold. You get to take 1 gold or raw ore into your cart, but only if there's water in that location. It's important to know that your minecart can hold up to 4 marbles at a time. If your cart is full, you cannot take the pick or pan for gold actions. You won't be able to remove the gold from your cart until you're in town, which we'll discuss in a bit. Bail water. Remove 1 water from the location you're at, drop it in the mountain, and take 1 town token from the supply as a reward. Place the town token on an empty circle of your mat. You can have up to 5 town tokens at a time and can use these to buy upgrades and town shares when you're in the town. Resupply. Choose one of the face-up supplies from the market and put it in your discard pile. The market is automatically refilled when you do this. Now you can't use your new supplies immediately, but they will help you later as the game continues. Crosscut tunnel. For this action, you will run 1 marble and then you can choose to move directly to that location it went to, or just stay where you are. If you ran a fate marble, do what the fate card says before choosing whether to move to that location. And finally, if a card says discard to move on the bottom, you may do that instead of using the card for its other actions. When your minecart moves into town, place it on your town space. You can choose to take each town action once and can do them in any order. One action is to sell the items from your minecart for town tokens or points. Each raw ore earns you 1 town token or 1 point, and each gold earns you 2 town tokens or 2 points. You can decide for each one whether you want to get points or tokens. When you do, drop the marble you sell back into the mountain, place any town tokens you earn on your map, and move your train along the score track for any points you earn. The other action is to buy 1 upgrade or 1 town share by spending the number of tokens shown on the tile or the card. If you end your turn in the town, you can do the town actions again at the start of your next turn. When you buy an upgrade, place it on an empty square of your map. The upgrade's cost is shown on the tile, and each one gives you a new ability that you can use for the rest of the game. When you buy a town share, draw the top card from the town shares deck. You may look at it, but place it face down after you do. Town shares cost 2 town tokens, and each one is worth 1, 2, or 3 points at the end of the game. After taking the town actions, you get to continue your turn. You may take any remaining actions on the last card you played this turn, or play other actions from your hand. Now let's discuss the upgrades you can get from the town. You may buy any upgrade tile as long as you can pay the cost and you don't already have that upgrade on your map. You can have up to 3 upgrades at one time. If you want to buy a 4th upgrade, first choose one of your tiles to remove from the game, and then purchase the new upgrade. The 6 upgrade types are, first, pick to pan. You can now use the pick for gold actions in mine shafts that have water in them. Steam pump. When you take the bail water action, take 2 town tokens instead of 1. Big claim. When you take a pick or pan for gold action, you may take gold or raw ore from the location you're at, or a location next to yours. Refine gold. Your ore is now considered as gold. They can be sold in town for 2 town tokens or 2 points. Express resupply. When you take the resupply action, put the new supply card into your hand instead of your discard pile. 5 card hand. At the end of your turn, draw from your deck until you have 5 cards in your hand instead of 4. End of the game. When a player's train reaches or passes the 20-point star space on the score track, the final round is triggered. That player immediately looks at the bonus town shares that were placed next to the score track during setup and chooses one to take. They then finish their turn as normal. Each other player takes one final turn and the game is over. During their last turn, if other players reach or pass the star space on the score track, they can also look at any remaining bonus town shares and choose one to take until they're gone. Then the final scoring begins. All players sell any gold or raw ore they have left in their minecarts. Total up how many points you would normally earn, and then earn half as many rounded down. Then all players reveal their town shares and earn the points shown at the top of each card. All players move their trains on the score track to their final score, and the player with the most points wins. In the case of a tie, the tied player with the most town tokens wins. In addition to the Big Thunder Mountain game, there are other board games that mimic Disneyland rides. If you want to learn how to play the Haunted Mansion board game, you're going to want to check out this video next. If any of you folks are wearing hats or glasses, best remove them! Cause this here's the wildest game in the wilderness!